It's worth the wait.
That's the actual smoke box. So that's the that's your exhaust nozzle. So after the steam comes from the engines, it gets pumped up through that and it goes straight out.
And that's where the huffing comes
That's
from.
where you get the
draw.
chuffing. Exactly, the draw. So there's also, you can't see it from this side, but there's also, we can turn a valve on called the blower in the cab, and it'll put steam up a little, and it'll create a draft through there. Even though you're using steam, it will actually create more steam pressure because you're pulling more heat through
like
the
a
fire.
blast furnace.
Exactly, exactly. So up top here, these are our superheaters that run through the steam. It takes the steam out of the boiler and runs it through the tubes again, and it superheats the steam and dries it, makes a much drier steam, which is easier on all the drive gear and everything else.
From them tubes, that's when it's getting to the work.
Yeah, that's when it goes to the engines,
Okay.
the cylinder heads, and does all that.
So that's
fun
like
stuff.
the final touch up before you put it in there.
Yeah, and all this was taken out.
And the drier your steam is when you're using it, the more efficient your
Efficient,
machine's going to run. Yeah. And then when the steam's done, that's where the exhaust manifold is, and it's coming out and it's exhausting up in there.
Yep, and exhaust out through the stack.
Oh, look at that big. Now, what's the deal with that big broad doodad up there? For more of a wood-fired machine instead of a coal?
Yeah. What it is exactly for wood fire. So what it is, the exhaust will come up, and inside of it there's a cone with a slight twist that flings the smoke out, and it goes around the shape, then up and out. So what happens, all the heavy cinders hit that plate and fall down, and are collected in the side piece there. See that little side? When it come out, then the stuff that isn't heavy enough or just to fall down, that
It'll go on.
that venturi will go in when it flips over and does the reverse flow. It'll fall out of the air before going out the stack.
It's like one of them cleaners you can get for your diesel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The turbo cleaner, whatever, that pre-cleaner. That's the same thing. It was the same type of thing. So it's to keep the cinders from getting out, and that's more for wood burns.
Because wood puts out more
cinders and stuff.
And what you do, if you just had a screen on there and plug it up so damn fast.
Yeah. So you got to do it with centrifugal force, basically.
And that was their design on it. This is for primarily, one, you have the big the capacity for the larger firebox, but this
Now, is that a wood thing too? Because your fire's less potent?
This was actually, this could have been an oil burner or whatever. That's not, but the main thing what this is for is you reduce the volume forward. So when you're going down a steep grade, you don't want your crown sheet exposed to water.
Yeah, what he was talking about.
That restricts it, so you have the smaller volume and keeps the water up a higher level back here, even though you go down steeper grade. Because
It comes down here, choke.
if it was straight like this, it's all going to run down.
Yeah, it'd run down and then it uncover. So this here, the farther up it goes, the more it's squishing back at it.
Yeah, so it keeps the water level higher for more grade.
Boy, them domes or something. Is one of them a sand dome or
Yeah,
both?
this front one's sand.
And it's going to need it. It's going to need it in for what it's designed for climbing the steeper grades and stuff. Yeah.
Especially when it's wet. That was the main thing when it was wet.
The lubrication. Okay.
Well, no, for traction on steel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The shit gets
And
lubricated.
what they would do, and for what we do, we only need to put sand down when it's raining. But back in the logging, if you look back at some of the old logging pictures, the wheels and everything would be caked with the sand and oil. What they would do, they purposely put water down, one to help cool the brakes and to get the sand, because they're pulled so hard they even put sand down for traction even on dry rail to help it, because you're putting so much heavy loads. And the other thing is, you probably wouldn't happen too much of this, but if you run the brakes long enough, you get to heat your tires up hot enough that you might come loose, because these are shrink fit on. It's tough to see where the seam is. But see, this is the tire, this is the actual casting. So this would get heated up and shrink fit onto here. So
Wow, so you got to cook them all to change them. You got to cook them all in there and press them in.
So in theory, if you're going down a long grade with your brakes set for a really long time, you could potentially heat enough that you could have one of these come loose, especially if it wasn't, if it's worn out or
Just start smoking everything. Then
Yeah.
you got your tires spinning solid.
And sometimes they had like on big mainline engines, they would spin the wheel. They'd spin a wheel off. You see, sometimes there'll just be this ring sitting in the running gear. Yeah, you can. If you look on the internet, you'd be finding pictures of that.
And there's your applicator where the sand's going in. Then.
No, actually, the sand comes down this tube.
Oh, I see it right in
No,
front of the tire.
what this is a flange lubricator. So it lubricates the flange on the wheel. So this would be a stick of heavy grease type. So that just rubs along there and lubricates that. So you cut the wear down on your flanges.
Flanges, yeah. Does anybody ever hard surface them or mess with that in any way? I guess that'd liable to mess up.
To get them fixed or
Yeah, if you start wearing in your flange, hard surface them.
That engine there, the green one.
Yeah.
We've run it here so much we actually had to jack it up, take the wheels out, and we had the Tweetsie Railway Museum in Tennessee. They have a wheel lathe that they get it on. They reprofile their wheels for us.
Added to it and then
No, they just
Went
there's
down.
enough. They're thick
Okay.
enough that they're able to. For as much as we, that's gonna give us another 40 years of,
Got you.
of life in them.
Wow. I was not expecting all of this,
Oh,
boys.
you're more than welcome.
Fellers or something
So
else.
they're getting ready to do a hydro test on the boiler to make sure we don't have any leaks or anything like that.
And what's your hydro temp?
It was what? What's hydro pressure on this?
Tops at 200, so we do
hydro 237.
We pressure all the way up to 237 pounds.
And then your pop-offs at 2.
Yeah, well, we block off the pop
We
off.
hydroed at 88% of the total rated boiler.
Got you.
It's 88%.
So,
88% of the total boiler.
so
Got you.
it's-
And then that's nowhere where you're testing at, still way above where this thing would ever get.
Yes. We
We
operated
test
100.
it higher than the safeties will ever let it get.
Right.
But still within the range of the boiler's capacity.
Right. Got
So
you.
we run at what? 150?
pops
200.
It pops at 2.
We're just we burn hardwood, we burn softwood, we burn
Softwood
lumber,
burns up quick.
we burn lumber, we burn
Whatever scrap.
we burn used furniture, new furniture if we're quick enough. It don't matter. We put it all in. That's what did away with steam. Because of the reciprocating, they couldn't get the steam out fast enough. So what they did was they raised the pressure to have a greater differential between the boiler and the atmospheric pressure. So the greater the differential,
it wants to expand.
it wants to get out. It wants to get out. It's finding a way to get out.
So when you got it going both ways, on
You do
something
it?
that
you do it?
I didn't go up to it.
Oh, you did?
No, I can't reach them.
what's the matter, get smacked by wind?
Yeah. Oh, we got a professional here.
Yeah.
Right here.
When they're out in the car, I'm gonna need something motorized. I don't use them.
We're all old fashioned here.
No pull ropes around here, huh? How often you gotta oil them?
We do it about once every 2 trips around the railroad, 2 or 3. You just hit all the pieces of the engine that move.
And I guess the steam, the water's constantly trying to wash everything out of there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So that's what these are for. These are cylinder drains. So when we get going, you know, there's a lot of water that ends
Yep.
up sitting. So we open these and that blows all the water out
Yep.
of the cylinder so
Yep.
we don't.
Yep, screw up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Air compresses, the water don't, does it?
Right, you got it. And steam compressors too.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.